I spent years viewing the throttle of a commercial jet and the front of a STEAM classroom as the ultimate professional goals. You master a craft, earn a high-status title, and receive a high hourly rate for your expertise. But these professions carry a hidden structural risk. If I wasn't physically in that cockpit or standing before those students, my income dropped to exactly zero. This vulnerability is what led me to the work of Naval Ravikant. His framework for wealth doesn't just suggest a career change, it forces a total reassessment of how we value our time. Most prestigious careers rely on temporal arbitrage, the act of renting out your finite time for a paycheck. In this model, your ability to earn is always capped by the physical hours you can stay awake. Escaping that cap requires a clear distinction between money and wealth. Money is a social credit system, a set of IOUs that track what society owes you for work you did in the past. Wealth consists of assets that work while you sleep. It is a computer program running at night, a factory floor, or a business that generates value independently of your physical presence. This equation reveals the bottleneck of the linear system. Because the hours variable locks at 24, your earning capacity is always tied to a physical limit. True financial independence comes from owning equity, a piece of a decentralized system. When you own the underlying asset, your inputs are finally decoupled from your outputs. Under this model, wealth serves a single purpose, the acquisition of absolute personal sovereignty. It is the tool used to ensure you are never forced to be in a specific place, at a specific time, doing something against your will. This engine starts with specific knowledge. These are the creative or technical skills that feel like play to you, but look like work to others. Because these skills are often owned through genuine obsession, they cannot be taught in a standard classroom. To scale that knowledge, you need leverage. This flowchart identifies capital and labor as the traditional, permissioned forms of leverage. To use them, you need someone else to give you money or agree to follow your lead. The invention of the printing press introduced a different archetype, permissionless leverage. It was the first product with no marginal cost of replication, allowing ideas to scale without manual labor. Today, code and media function as the primary drivers of nonlinear wealth. Because software or media costs effectively zero to replicate, a single individual can command the economic reach of a legacy corporation. The founders of the modern digital economy prove this daily. Their wealth isn't derived from the number of hours they work, but from the billions of times their code replicates across global networks. We are now in an era where an army of robots is freely available to anyone with a computer. These are the AI tools and automated processes working in data centers while the owner is on vacation. In this environment, the primary economic distinction is no longer between different classes of labor. It is between those who operate with leverage and those who do not. When your efforts are multiplied by a million-fold leverage vector, your physical input becomes the least important part of the process. At that scale, the direction you steer that leverage is the only variable that determines the outcome. This steering is called judgment. It is the ability to make accurate, non-emotional decisions that align with reality over the long term. Society pays an extraordinary premium for demonstrated judgment. Warren Buffett's wealth is the reward for his track record of high-stakes decision-making, not for his physical stamina or the hours he logs at a desk. As this graphic states, all returns in life, wealth, relationships, and knowledge, come from compound interest. You earn those returns by playing long-term games with people you can trust for decades. Wisdom is simply judgment applied to a long-term horizon. In an age of infinite leverage, it is the scarcest and most valuable resource we can develop. I am currently applying these principles through my AI Growth Lab. It's a real-time attempt to combine specific knowledge with the scaling power of modern media. I treat AI as my robotic workforce, delegating the repetitive execution so I can focus entirely on high-level strategy and judgment. This requires accountability. Like Mark Zuckerberg in the early days of Facebook, I am building this under my own name. Sharing the journey publicly compounds my personal brand equity and invites the leverage of new opportunities. Many people fail here by upgrading their lifestyle the moment they see success. That resets the clock on their freedom. To truly escape, you have to optimize for independence over the appearance of wealth. Success in this new paradigm relies on identifying the curiosities that feel like play, wrapping them in code or media leverage, and using rigorous judgment to maintain the course. Wealth buys the freedom to be your own sovereign individual. It is the only way to reclaim your time from the linear machine.